Let's make a tech house bass line in the style of Fisher and Chris Lake. Real quick, if you guys want this preset, the link will be in the description below. And if you want updates on free sounds, follow me on Instagram at r.shand and join the Discord community in the link below. So to get started, I'm going to turn oscillator A down -2 octaves and oscillator B down -1 octave. Now, we could use a perfect square and a perfect saw wave, but I like to have a little bit of variation in my sounds and have them a bit more colorful. So it's okay if you use a perfect square and a perfect saw, but I'm going to fuck them up a little bit and use some alternates. So I'll go with like the partial square wave on the basic mini. I'm also going to go MB saw and move the wavetable position up a little bit on oscillator B. Now I'm also going to enable the noise oscillator. Make sure one shot mode is on so that this doesn't keep looping. And we're going to choose elastic 1. I'm going to turn the random phasing all the way down on oscillator A. That's going to be our lowest mono layer. And then oscillator B is going to have 4 voices of unison. And I'm going to turn the detune back just a little bit. Next, we're going to want to shape our envelope 1 as follows. Just give it like a nice plucky shape and have some release, maybe about 274 milliseconds. And then I'm also going to check off mono voicing so we avoid any crossfading. So I'm also going to use envelope 2 and make it quite short with a decay, only about 100 or so milliseconds. And we're going to use this to modulate the level of our noise oscillator. And it's going to be pretty low. We just want this to help with the attack to make it more plucky. The main character of this sound is going to come from our filter resonance. So we're going to choose a low 12 filter. I'm going to turn the resonance up a little bit and the drive up. I'm going to route oscillators A and B to this filter, and we're going to adjust the cutoff, so make sure to press Shift-Alt-Click so that we have a unipolar modulation. And I'm going to adjust my cutoff just about like this. With a slight bit of tweaking on our controls, I'm going to end up with this sound. And you could always go back to that and change that later if you don't like it. So now we're going to go into the effects. I'm going to add some compression and just increase the gain a little bit. Next, I'll turn on an EQ and turn the resonance down on this EQ just to help clean up our sound a little bit. And I'm going to have LFO1 mess with the frequency here. So it's just a moving low pass filter. I think the resonance on this is a bit much right now, so I'm just going to dial it back a little bit. Now, I just messed with the cutoff a little bit. It might take you a few tries to get it exactly the way you want to sound because this part can get a little bit particular. But I think I finally like the character of the sound that I have right now. These last couple parts are optional, of course, but if you want to add some width to your sound, you could turn on the dimension a little bit. I'm going to leave the hyper off, and I would just turn the size down a lot, and the mix you can have down a fair bit as well. And then you could also have a chorus here. I'm going to leave everything as is. I'm just going to turn the depth back a lot and the mix back. Now, if you don't like these controls, you can always have a macro turning them on and off. So I'm going to do that with the width here. And then I'll also use the same macro to mess with the chorus. And I'll just turn it up a little bit so that our effect is very slight. Lastly, I'm just going to add some delay. Another optional part, I'm going to use ping pong delay, quarter note in the left ear and an eighth note in the right ear and mess with the filter as such. And I'm also going to drop the mix back a lot as well. I'm just going to make some slight adjustments at the end here. I'm going to turn the gain back a little bit, and I'm also just going to make this low pass filter activate a little bit lower. Lastly, once again, I'm just going to mess with the tension a very slight bit on envelope 1, so we have a little bit more of a plucky sound and the filter comes back quickly. I also think this attack is too strong right now, so I'm going to drop the level back on the noise. And our final sound will be something like this. If you want this preset and many other sounds like it, check out Operator Volume 1 out now on my website. The link is in the description. It includes over 100 presets for techno and tech house, as well as 2 project files you can use to learn from. You can use code YouTube50 to get 50% off only for the rest of the month this April. The sale will be gone in May. If you guys want updates on free sounds and more information, check out the Discord community. The link will be in the description below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.